So my people, today's gist is about Nnamdi Kanu's court case that is still drawing a lot of attention across Nigeria. The Federal High Court in Abuja has once again given Nnamdi Kanu another date, November 7th, to defend himself against the terrorism charges brought by the federal government. This matter has been going on for quite some time, and it's one of those legal battles that keep Nigerians talking. Please, before we go deeper into this gist, make sure you like this video right now and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any updates because this story is far from over. Now, during the court sitting, Justice James Omotosho was very clear. He said he was giving Kanu this new opportunity in the interest of justice, both for him and for the nation. Imagine that, the court bending again just to ensure fairness. But when it was time for Kanu to start his defense, he stood firm and told the court that he had nothing to defend. According to him, there is no valid terrorism charge against him because the law used for the charge has already been repealed. That means, in simple words, he believes the law no longer exists, so there's nothing for him to respond to. Now, this is where the whole drama started. The court expected Kanu to start his defense, maybe by calling witnesses or presenting evidence, but instead, he took time to explain why he believed the charges cannot stand. He reminded the court that the Supreme Court, in a previous judgment, had already told the federal government to amend the charges because the one they were using was outdated. But up till now, that amendment has not been done. So, in Kanu's view, continuing the trial based on that repealed law is a big mistake. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe because this matter is becoming more interesting and deep. For over 2 hours, Kanu stood in court explaining why he believes this trial should not go on. He was very calm but firm. He told the judge that the refusal of the government to amend the charge violates the order of the Supreme Court. According to him, since the government didn't obey that directive, then there's no way the trial can be valid. The judge listened carefully and even advised Kanu to keep his energy for the main defense, but Kanu didn't agree. He insisted again that there is nothing for him to defend because, in his words, you can't put a man on trial using a repealed law. At some point, the tension in the courtroom was quiet but heavy. You could tell that everyone was waiting to see what the judge would say next. Then, Kanu finally said that he would consider opening his defense, but he wanted to first consult with his legal team. 4 consultants that he named right there in court. Their names are Anemeka Ejiofor, Aloy Ejimakor, Maxwell Okpara, and Mandela Umegborogu. These are the people he said he needed to talk with before taking any final decision. The judge agreed and told him to make sure he consults properly with lawyers who understand criminal law so that he can prepare well. Meanwhile, the government's lawyer, Adegboyega Awomolo, S.An., told the judge that the court should stand by its previous order, that Kanu must either open his defense or lose his right to do so. But Justice Omotosho said he would be patient one more time, giving Kanu another opportunity until November 7th to think about it. The judge said he was doing this because of justice and because he wanted the matter to be handled in the fairest way possible. Please, my people, don't forget to like this video and subscribe right now because as we speak, November 7th is just around the corner and that day is going to be very important. Now, let's talk about why this case matters so much. Nnamdi Kanu is not just any man. He is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, a group that has been agitating for the independence of the southeastern region of Nigeria. His arrest and ongoing trial have caused a lot of conversations, not just in Nigeria, but internationally. Many people in the southeast see him as a voice for justice, while others believe his approach has brought more tension to the region. So every time he appears in court, it's more than a legal case. It's like watching a reflection of the bigger question about unity and fairness in the country. Let's be honest, this trial is testing the justice system. On one hand, you have the federal government trying to prove a point that no one is above the law, and on the other hand, you have Nnamdi Kanu standing his ground, insisting that the process itself is not legal. Some people see the court's patience as fairness, while others say it's taking too long and that justice delayed is justice denied. But whichever side you're on, one thing is clear. This story keeps showing how complex law and politics can get in Nigeria. Remember, this case has been going on since 2021 when Kanu was brought back to Nigeria after being arrested abroad. Since then, the case has gone from one stage to another, from the High Court to the Appeal Court, then to the Supreme Court, and now it's back to where it started. Each time something new comes up, and this latest development, giving him until November 7th, just shows that the court is still trying to make sure everything is done properly. Please, if you're following this story, make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on notifications because this November 7th sitting is going to be something to watch closely. Now think about this. If by November 7th Kanu still refuses to open his defense, the court might decide to go ahead and close that part of the trial. That means the judgment could come based on what the prosecution has already presented. But if he finally agrees to open his defense, then the case will move forward with witnesses, cross-examinations, and all the legal drama that comes with it. So, right now, everyone is waiting to see what decision he will take. And beyond the courtroom, people are also wondering what this means for peace in the Southeast. Some say if Kanu gets fair hearing, it could calm things down. Others fear that no matter the outcome, there will still be strong reactions. That's why it's so important that the court handles everything transparently, because the eyes of the nation and even international observers are on this case. Don't forget again, please, like this video and subscribe because more updates are coming and you don't want to miss them. When you listen to the way Kanu talks in court, you can tell he is very confident. He often speaks calmly, referring to court rulings and constitutional points. It shows he's been studying the legal angles of his case deeply. Some of his supporters say that his courage gives them hope, while his critics think he's dragging the case too long. But either way, you can't deny that this man knows how to make his point strongly. The judge himself, Justice Omotosho, is known to be a calm and firm judge. Many people respect him because he always tries to give both sides a fair chance. That's why, instead of rushing to close the case, he decided to allow one more chance. It's clear he doesn't want anyone to say later that the court didn't give enough room for defense. That's what he means when he says he's acting in the interest of justice, not just for the accused, but also for the image of the judicial system. Let's also talk about how Nigerians are reacting. On social media, you can see mixed opinions. Some people believe the government is pushing too hard and that it's time to drop the case and focus on peace building. Others argue that laws must be respected and that the court should finish the process. The debate is strong, especially among young people who feel connected to the issue of freedom, equality, and government accountability. As November 7 draws closer, we can expect a lot more discussions, more analysis, and definitely more attention from the media. If you're following this matter, keep your eyes on updates from the court because anything can happen that day. It could be the turning point. Please, like this video right now if you haven't done so. And subscribe because you know I will bring you the full details when the court sits again. It's also worth noting that this case is not just about Nnamdi Kanu alone. It's also about how Nigeria's justice system handles sensitive political cases. Everyone is watching to see if the rule of law will stand strong or if politics will interfere again. That's why this November 7 session is such a big deal. It could determine how the next phase of this trial plays out and what message it sends to both the people and the world. Now imagine if the court finally concludes this case. Whichever way it goes, the impact will be huge. It will affect not just Nnamdi Kanu and his supporters, but also how future similar cases are handled. For now, all we can do is wait and watch. And while we wait, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with your friends who are following this story too. Because the truth is, no matter what side you're on, everyone wants to see justice done properly. That's the only way peace can truly return and people can have confidence in the system again. So as November 7 approaches, all eyes are on the Federal High Court. All ears are open for the outcome. And we'll be right here to give you every detail as it unfolds.